Hello, stock traders. I hope all of you are having a fantastic Monday morning. In today's video, I am going to give you 5 stocks that have the stats to squeeze. Now, normally this video comes out on Friday. I had something come up on Friday, so we are delaying this till now, Monday morning. But this is a video that you will want to watch. There are lots of great stocks right now, at least 5, that I really like for a big move, and I'm going to talk about why for each and every one. So it's not just about the stats, but it's also about a catalyst upcoming or a catalyst behind it. Those two things kind of coming together is what this list is comprised of. So far this year, I am up 1.57%. You might be saying to yourself, 1.57%, that's terrible. Well, with how the market's been doing, 1.57% is actually pretty good. I at least feel good about it. But in this video and in this channel, I cover strategies on a daily basis within our private Discord that can yield you up to triple-digit gains every year. And so that is what the focus and the name of this channel is finding that edge, that strategy that helps you to make money in the market. But before I get going in this video, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you have not done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I just already mentioned my Patreon group. I have a link in the description down below. Once spots fill up in those rooms, I will never add any more. So if you are interested in my callouts, now is the time to get in and reserve your spot before they fill. Anyway, let's get to it, but let's start off by reviewing last week's picks, and these were all the picks that I had made and that had closed out positions in the basic room of our Discord. So let's get going. It's so important to track your trades. This was a very, very good week. The very first stock I sold was ROOT, sold for a 32.73% gain. WKHS sold for a 30.86% gain. DKNG sold for a 7.44% gain. BBIO sold for a 2.68% loss. HOFV sold for a 14.42% gain. BMBL sold for a 1.85% loss. COCO sold for a 5.10% loss. RVMD sold for a 13.63% gain. PUBM sold for a 5.85% gain. So that was 6 out of 9 total callouts for the week that we closed down with gains for a 66.7% win rate, an average gain per pick of 10.59%. That is very, very good. The win rate was right on par. Typically over the last 5 years with my insider swing play have gotten a 70% win rate with an average gain per pick of 3%. So 10.59% is really fantastic. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's get to the video and start talking about these stocks. And the very first one that I want to talk about today is ticker symbol WKHS. This is Workhorse, and it has a 31.50% short percentage and a 2.65% borrow fee rate. So really low borrow fee rate. But this stock has had a lot of insider activity. The insider activity really started right in here, and this has been climbing, but it is nowhere near where I think it can go. This has dropped, and it has a 52-week high of 1859. And Workhorse has had an interesting history, where everyone thought they were going to get the USPS contract. They never got it. And so the stock has been beaten down, but now has been beaten down too far. And there's some really good things here with this electric vehicle maker, and any kind of deal could really make it take off. They've had deals with UPS, they've had deals with DHL to make work trucks that are fully electric. And so this is something that could happen for them in the future, and the insiders have been loading. And so I like this for a further squeeze. The stats are definitely there, and so this is number 5 on the list this week because I think it could really, really take off at any time. This is one you might take a look at if you agree with me. It just had a nice little cross here of the 1348, and so that is very, very positive. So I'm expecting a move at least to overbought levels and probably further on the daily chart, and I think that this one will do very good. Let's move on to the next one, which is ticker symbol WE. This is WEWork, and this has a 22.54% short percentage and a 1.20% borrow fee rate. So really low borrow fee rate again, but a high short percentage on this, and recent insider buys this last week that were very significant. Now we have a lot of momentum building here, and if this 13 EMA can get above this 48 EMA, we can see this really take off. We have a nice golden cross down here. Still some room to the upside as far as overbought levels go on this. And this one could really move, especially at the insider activity. This is an insider activity is a very important catalyst, and this just happened. And so this is one that is not taken off yet that really could do well, that I called out in our Discord this last Thursday, and I think it will do very well this next week. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3 is SoFi Technologies, ticker symbol SOFI. SoFi Tech. It has a 17.81% short percentage, only a 2.65 borrow fee rate. At the time I'm recording this video, Bitcoin is really starting to break out, and all cryptocurrencies are starting to break out. Now, this has been held back by recent Bitcoin activity. This has been tied a lot to Bitcoin because they trade it, and I think that this is going to be nice, a really nice move here. And also, insiders have been buying it up all last week, little transactions here and there, and then the week before some other transactions on this. So lots of insider buys, open market transactions right around $10. Now this is sitting right around $9, and so I like this for a big move upwards, especially if cryptocurrencies can get hot. Now this level right here is my initial target, which is right at $13. That would be a nice little upside here, and I can see this really picking up some steam this next week. And this is one that I'm going to be loading on Monday morning. I currently don't hold a position, but I'm going to be adding a position on this. I like this one for a big move. Think it will do really great. Hopefully you do too. If not, that's okay too. I'm not a financial advisor. You do your own due diligence. But I like this for a big surge, and it's got the stats to really move up. And so I like it for those reasons. All right. Number 2, now this has been a favorite of mine. I have traded this stock many times in 2021, and it has done me well. It has gotten now beaten down to a ridiculous level, and now that it has hit these levels and gotten all the way down here, look at this. This is crazy, all the way down to 961. Krycut, ticker symbol CRST, is the one that I like here. It's got a 13.18% short float and a 15.50% borrow fee rate. So, you know, the shorts are in this, but the other thing that's happening on this the last couple of days is that the insiders have been loading on it also. And so that is a very powerful level of buying, and these short sellers have notifications set up to where they get notified if anything like that insider activity starts to happen, especially open market insider activity. This is most likely hit its all-time bottom. Down here around 960, I don't think we will see those type of prices going forwards. And so this is a really good value. And if you can see this over here, it kind of cuts off on the screen here, but they have a 52-week high of $47.36. And so this could really squeeze, especially with those stats and with the insiders loading. I like this for a big move. On Monday, I'm going to be searching for an entry point that I can live with, and I think we could squeeze out a few of these short sellers for sure. All right, now let's get to number 1. Number 1 is really hot, and it's been surging. Called it out immediately on insider activity in our Discord right away. That's one of the reasons why you might want to consider being a part of that, because this has already moved quite a bit. I've had it since Thursday of last week, or it might have been Wednesday of last week. Started to load it, but this is GameStop. Ticker symbol GME. It's got a 19.54% short float. It has a 26.29% borrow fee rate, and this thing is going to take off. And you might ask yourself, what on earth is going on? And it hasn't even really gotten going yet. Yes, it is at overbought levels, but it's right there. And I don't think GameStop really cares. This stock in the past, the buyers of this stock don't really care about overbought levels. I expect this thing to continue climbing. Here's what's happening. And this gap right here happened after insider activity. So if you can see my cursor right there, After insider activity, we had this gap up here. I was able to catch a decent price on this. I wish I would have got a better price on it, but man, has it moved, and it is not done moving yet. I think this is really going to fly. And the reason is a lot of directors are loading. Directors continue to load over and over and over again. They've been loading right around the $100 range, and then recently at $135. Another transaction kind of came in. And so that is very, very bullish with this stock, and especially with its history and how it's gotten out of hand in the past. This also is very high on the algorithm that I look at for tracking short squeezes. And so all those kind of things together, there's lots of things happening behind the scenes where this one could take off all over again. And a lot of people don't realize this, but the very first squeeze started with insider activity. That was the catalyst that started it off in the first place. It had a high short percentage, but then all of a sudden all these insiders started buying right around $13 a share. And I remember writing it from 13 to 30 in a hurry. And then I was like, oh, I'm good with my profits. And I took them. And that was silly because the stock continued to go all the way to $500. I didn't know it was going to happen. So no one knows that's going to happen, obviously. But I like this for a ride. And if you're looking for a stock that's got some insiders loading on it, so a reason why it's pumping, and also a high short percentage, high borrow fee rate, probably a lot of different institutions that are stuck in this crazy thing all over again because they thought it was going to go down. And they're in real trouble here. And so we could see lots of covering and this really take off. It will be interesting to see how it plays out this next week. I wish you all the best in the stock market. Please have a strategy for each and every stock that you enter. If you have any questions, please reach out to me in the comment section down below. I wish you all the best. And Raythoven out.